recording. Check, check. Every day is fun. One of my mottos. Every day is fun. Hard part is like getting people to truly, I kind of go off of this saying of like empty your cup. When people come in here with all these ideas and notions and previous experiences, and it's so hard to get someone to kind of see things differently when they come in here. And it's just like an ego thing. And you hear it all the time, like check your ego out the door, but a lot of times, even me, like sometimes I don't check my ego out the door, and sometimes most people come in, and it's a very overused phrase, check your ego out the door, but very, very few people actually live by it.
It's so hard. It's so hard. And like you could even like start your session, like you could come in and like check your ego at the door, but then like you're lifting with like some of your girlfriends, some of your buddies, whatever it is, and like next thing you know, it's like it just like comes right back.
And it's also, as a coach, I think it's tough because I want to be the person that like tells you to check your ego at the door, but it's even sometimes I let it slide and kind of, because you're also working with people and it's an emotional thing and it's psychology. You can't just tell someone to do something because you also want people to like you as a coach because that's how you're going to relate. So it's a fine line between getting people to understand I don't want to say what's best for them, but I guess what's the most efficient way of attaining some sort of goal, right? Like, why are you here? I promise you going 10 seconds faster on this AMRAP isn't going to help you in the long run.
No.
I'd say taking it slower if you need to, and just like you said, like we're not.
And understanding the movement,
contraction
is supposed to be happening.
And it's frustrating when.
No, you're totally right. It's funny because I was actually thinking about this the other day. So I think, let's see, Tuesday, I was one of the last people in the class to finish the workout. I don't know, maybe right in the middle. Wednesday, I was the last person in the class to finish the workout. And Friday, I was right there at the end too. And I think it's like, I'm the head coach, right? I like should be a leader through obviously what I program, but also probably like through my fitness, right? So it's like something for me. It's like, do I think these people will stop following me, or do I think that like it's gonna hurt my pride and ego if I go slower? But the truth of the matter is it doesn't really matter. Like I move really well, right? While my movement looks smooth, I probably could have gone faster and made it sloppier. But that, like, it's not as important to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think there's something more, obviously it's like the quality over quantity thing.
Exactly.
And it's tough because CrossFit is based off of the notion of like work capacity, right? Like building your work capacity over time. And with that, there is a time aspect. And a lot of people emphasize too much the time aspect rather than the quality aspect, which is tough as a coach. And that's something that I'm trying to strip away from certain people, however you want to think about it, but like in my classes, just to try to get people to like, dude, just forget about the time. Sometimes it's hard to like get people, especially during a Metcon, to like slow it down and just stop for like, even if it's 20 seconds, like you're trapped in this world of Metcon and you're thinking you have to go. But I come in for a quick second and you can't just stop for like 15 seconds so that I can kind of adjust you. Because you're in this world like, okay, the clock is going and that's all that matters. Get away from me type of thing.
Yeah, well, it's that whole thing of delayed gratification. So people, they can't let go of this immediate result. right? So I call it like the cookie, right? So they get a cookie they get like an imaginary cookie for finishing like 10 seconds faster than if they were to slow it down. When instead, if they were to take 30 seconds longer or a minute longer, what would happen in the long run is they would end up being much faster.
Yeah.
So they say all the time, slow is smooth and smooth is fast.
Yeah.
And CrossFit, I mean, like I think if you look at Rich, right, like Rich Froning is like one of the best athletes. Like he's really smooth through everything he does, and if you look at him, sometimes it almost looks like he's moving slow.
Yeah.
But like the next thing you know, he's passing everybody, and you're like, wait, hold on, how does that work?
Well, even that, to add on to that, is just like, it's taking those couple seconds to like actually focus on the movements.
Yeah. And learn that.
Exactly. Allows you to not embed horrible patterns just because you're going fast.
Yeah.
And I think that's so underestimated in terms of how people understand movement, because if you keep embedding the same movement over and over, no matter how much I or Tanner or any coach tells you to do this, or keep your hands over your head, or push the knees out, none of it's ever going to happen unless you actually take the time to like work on that specific thing that you have to work on.
Yeah, and not just for like one day, like
And
not one class,
not one rep,
like all
of them, every single time.
forever.
Yeah.
And ever, until it's fixed, and then you work harder at it.
Yeah.
Pretty much you're saying you move like shit.
Yeah. So, and it's hard because it happens a lot, and it's already, I don't know, it's a tough thing as a coach for me to like find that line between like wanting people to enjoy my class and like, because there is that social aspect, but at the same time, like, I don't want to waste your time. You're coming in and you're moving like shit. You've been here X amount of months, X amount of years, and you're still moving bad. Let's take a step back and focus on that. And that's somehow our conversations always turn into that.
Yeah.
And I might be a little pessimistic about it, but I'm always trying to strive to like get people to move a little better.
Supposed to move beautifully.
Beautifully.
If it doesn't look beautiful, it's not right.
Yeah.
And it needs to be fixed. Shit.
All right, everyone.
Peace.
Fucker out.
Bye.